Aho, kitipilo hele, yesipi yayani, losawanwa.
Hello, and welcome to Among the Shawnee, a podcast for Absentee Shawnee tribal members. I'm your host, Mindy Longhorn, Media Director for the Absentee Shawnee Tribe. Hello, everyone. On today's show, we're going to talk about the importance of Shawnee names, and we've got Language Culture Director, Scott Miller, Cultural Specialist, Clayton Martinez with us again. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're regulars now.
Yeah.
You probably, this is like, second nature to you guys. So
Yeah, we like doing this.
well, it's a good way to get information out.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing today. You guys approached me about doing this episode about names.
Right.
So let's go back a little backstory. The Enrollment Department started adding on tribal IDs last year an option where it says Indian names. You can add your Shawnee name if you want. So they started getting a lot of calls. People were coming up renewing. Oh, do I get a name from you? Can you give me a name? That's not really how that works.
Right.
So you were here to clarify a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or a lot, not a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
clarify a lot about that.
Right. So, yeah, we want to clarify, what that name is, what it means, and that it's not something that enrollment gives out. It's something that has, basically, the tribe for, since time immemorial, everybody has a name. There's a process for us, and it starts when a baby's born. For a boy, when they hit 10 days old. For a girl, it's 12 days old. That's when that name can be given to that child. In today's time, it's a little bit different. And there's a lot of things going on. Way back then, we didn't have, the modern amenities. We didn't have travel ball. We didn't have podcast.
Yeah.
For one.
So it was practice.
Different times.
It was different times, and
Mhm.
it was practiced regularly.
Right.
And now today,
We have distractions.
we have distractions.
hmm
So, and that name, it's there's a lot to it. It's more than just getting your name, being put in a clan. There's some responsibility with it, and we want everyone to understand that it's not just, I get a Shawnee name.
Right.
No.
Let me put this on my card.
Right.
Right. It's more than that.
Right. It's more than that. So it's like there's a responsibility to it once you get to a certain age. So, and that responsibility is, and we're told, when you're at the dance ground, you have your name. You're supposed to make tracks at that dance ground. In order for you to participate, you have your Indian name and your clan. So that's the responsibility you have with that name. It's up to you to go out there to participate. It's up to you to make your own tracks. It's not something that you just, like you said, put on the back of your
Card.
Your card.
It's not a label, I guess you would say.
Right.
Right. It's not something when you come here to the Enrollment Department, they give you.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. And how the name comes about is interesting because through our research we found that at one time there was 3 or 4 elders that were consulted for a name, and at the naming ceremony itself, those names were presented and the parents picked it.
Yeah.
And these would be different clans. They wouldn't be all, what the mom or dad is. So that's kind of how we operate. It's not a hereditary clan. Whatever that person given that name, whatever clan they put them in or come up with the name with, that's what's used. So it's not a matriarchal or a patriarchal type of thing. It's, whatever the namer comes up with.
And I think that it goes back to our old folks, because they lived it, they knew how things went, when it came to our names, even with my grandfolks, my grandma, she always told me, well, when you start having kids, it's your responsibility to make sure that they're named. It's your responsibility to educate them on why we have a name. It's your responsibility,
Right.
to always let them know what their name is. We can sit here and talk about old ways, but that's what we have to follow too, But at the same time, we have to realize that it's 2026. We don't have those grandparents that was around way back there,
Sadly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And our younger generation is, I wouldn't say lost, is just they just don't have that person to say, hey, when you have children, this is your
Responsibility.
yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah, and me myself, I'm glad, that enrollment's doing what they're doing, because you'd be surprised how many funerals you go to, or when somebody passes. Hey, what's their name? I don't know. I know they had a name, or they
Right.
say, well, I just know this person was Chicken Clan or Turtle Clan or Wolf Clan, and it's like, okay, but what's the name?
Right.
But that's why we as a tribe, as Absentee Shawnee tribe, has a cultural and language department, and for the tribal members to come ask questions, to come and ask why, why it's important to have a name, or where do you even start? But I think it's pride, or don't want to be shamed out because
They don't know.
Yeah. But maybe back then, you probably kind of got chewed out by some elders, but no, I mean, that's the only way that you're going to learn, if you just ask questions, about namings, dance ground, the spots that we have on the logs, when it comes to bed dance, and to, to know where you're at,
Right.
where your spot's at, lay down tracks, name is going to always carry you through life, wherever you go, that name's going to take care of you, and then whenever it's time for you to go to where our people go, we still got to use that name. And then when they have feasts for you, you got to use the name. So, I mean, our name is very, very important. It's not a label, it's not like, hey, I'm going to give you a name because you want one.
Right.
At least try to get educated first on it, and to see, because not a lot of people go to the dance ground.
Right.
Not a lot of people participate in our tribal doings, so that's just kind of been on the mind here lately, with us when it comes to these, because, we had a few tribal members come by and ask, and, it's like, well, I can only tell you what I was told, because it's really not written down. It's not like we had a
guidebook.
Yeah.
You just don't pull
Yeah.
out a book. Right.
Book 1, book 2, book 3,
Right.
So, I mean,
Let me look at the manual. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
No, even just talking about this, it's still a little fine line, but
Right.
and there's a lot of stuff we are not obviously going to talk about, but you guys are available
Yes.
if people have questions. names or anything we've mentioned, not the enrollment department.
Right.
Yes.
We
Right.
don't want them asking because they don't know, and that's not their job to
Right.
tell you. That's what you guys are here for.
Correct. And if someone has trouble, like, for instance, I know a lot of people don't know how to write it out. They'll write it how it sounds, which is perfectly fine. Enrollment has contacted us to help them with that in putting it on their
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 cards as far
cards,
as
yeah.
spelling.
Yeah, and there's no problem with that. I mean, because our language is oral. It does have an alphabet, but a lot of folks never wrote it down. So, which is okay. I mean, I think we were able to do that now. So yeah, anywhere we can help. And he hit on something that is kind of important to know. When it comes to that name and how you go about life, and then the burial and the feast. That name sticks with you all the way through. And, kind of like we were talking a little bit before, folks coming up not knowing that person's name, it makes things a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
And that happens, that happens. But for that person to have that journey, that's important. So the importance of that name, of course, that carries us through life. After we get it, it's our responsibility to remember it. But sometimes it's forgotten, probably because it's not used, or someone just, they're never called by their name. They don't speak to anybody that would call them by their name.
Right.
And once you get to the part where, when I say part, once you get to time for us to make that journey, that name's still used. It's important because once you go through that door, that English name no longer exists. That Creator, He's the one that knows, that we use that name and how important it is even after. So if a person forgets their name, it makes it difficult sometimes. But I would encourage everybody to try to remember it. If they don't use our alphabet, write it down how it sounds, put it somewhere. So that way, in case something happens, you'll have it, and those people that take care of our relatives, they'll be able to use it. And I know that's hard to talk about. I mean, but still yet, it's something that people need to know.
Right. It's part of life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, these names, I think it's important for everybody to understand why we have them. Especially if they're just now getting on the roll, if they're older kids that haven't, it goes along with our ceremonies, and that's the important thing to understand. Because if we didn't speak English today, that's what we'd go by, but unfortunately, we've had to assimilate. Everybody speaks English. There is Shawnee spoken at the dance grounds, but if it wasn't for English and us having to adapt, we'd be speaking Shawnee. So, So yeah, it's something that everybody needs to remember their name once they get it.
So if people don't have a name, maybe their kids are older, or maybe they just got on the roll, what do you tell them? Because we don't want them to come to enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you tell them?
I would tell them to come to our office and sit down.
Okay.
And that way we can have a one-on-one conversation about names.
Okay. And let's tell people where you're located. They may not know.
Yeah, we moved
I don't want
again.
them coming to the main building where we're at recording. You're not on campus. So if someone's watching You are further away.
We are further away
Further away.
at the new Moccasin Trail offices.
I don't remember the address.
42005 Moccasin Trail.
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
You
They can
can't
call you.
miss it.
No, you
'cause
can't
it's
miss
a
it. It's a
old
big
white
building.
building that says Absentee Shawnee Trail.
Yeah.
So they can come visit with you in
Yes.
person.
Mhm.
They can call you.
Yes.
They can
Yes.
call the main number,
Yes.
275-4030. You also have email,
Right.
smiller@astribe.com or cdmartinez
Yes.
at astribe.com. If they don't, maybe they can't drive to you. They live far away. They can email you, call you, get in touch with you, but not enrollment.
Yes.
Right.
We don't want them coming here for that.
Yeah, because I know moving forward, we're gonna be talking more about more stuff. Cultural. A lot of things that we're gonna talk about. It is gonna be a real sticky subject, but I mean, this is the only way that we can reach people, because not too many people come to the cultural department, or even like I said, the pride or don't want to be embarrassed,
Because they don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like it's okay,
If you don't know. Well, if you don't
It's o-
ask.
if it's okay that you might know a little bit about our culture, or you don't. That's fine. But that's why we have a cultural and language department. Come talk to us. Come visit, because we always got time to visit, I mean, we're putting out, language and culture, stories that I put out, but yeah, come visit. I mean, it's because that's the only way that you're going to know is you ask questions. Why? How come this? Or because growing up, we didn't have that choice to say why.
Yeah, we
You
had
just
to
did it,
listen.
right?
Yeah.
You just did it without
Yeah.
asking.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's just what I want to tell, the tribal members,
Come see you.
Yeah.
Check out your new building.
You bet.
Yeah.
It is a big building.
Come talk,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bring lunch. I'm just kidding.
Don't come empty-handed, right?
Yeah.
But
So-
that's what you're here for.
Right.
This newly created department. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes.
I guess you could say that we help educate our tribal members that don't know or aren't sure about our culture and stuff. So,
Mhm.
And we're glad to do it. We're glad to visit with them. And, it may even connect some dots for them because the ones that may have been around it, but, moved off, come back, maybe that'll help them,
Remember?
reconnect,
Mhm.
remember.
So I can come visit with you anytime.
Yep.
Yes. Anytime.
All right, call or visit. So hopefully we've answered some questions a little bit and maybe alleviate some of the costs from enrollment. Sorry about that. But also we've stressed the importance of a name, not just walking up to the counter. It really connects you, your family. It connects the ancestors, your language community. It's much more than just putting words on a card. I mean, it's a reminder of who you are, where you came from.
Right.
And you've got that responsibility. I want to thank you guys for being here, and hopefully you'll come back and we'll do more, answer more questions.
Oh, yeah. We'd be happy to.
You bet. Just call and we'll be here.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for listening. I'm Mindy Longhorn. We hope you join us next time as we talk Among the Shawnee.
Yahweh, ye si hakaweta wiani. Salanoki kedolepwa.